record out, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I have a very special guest that's with us today, Mr. Jared Anderson of Lagniappe Legends and Lagniappe Tech. So let me start over. Stumbling over myself. Hold on. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We have a very special guest with us today, Jared Anderson of Lagniappe Legends and Lagniappe Tech. So we have a serial entrepreneur that's in the building. So we'll go ahead and get started. Jared, could you tell us a little bit about yourself or anything that you want to tell the audience?
All right, thank you. All right, I just want to say thank you for having me on my show. Born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a tech guy. I've been in IT for going over maybe 15, 16 years now. I'm a podcaster. I'm a YouTuber. Name of my YouTube podcast show is the Lagniappe Legends, where I interview people who own entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurs within the organizations or the just special, unique individuals in their community. And the reason why I did that, because most people don't know about the people or businesses inside their own cities or their own areas. So I really want to focus, especially in the New Orleans area. A lot of entrepreneurs, people who move, who are community outreach programs, nonprofit people, they don't have a platform to talk about themselves or their organizations or their businesses. And so I just wanted to be that voice, because after watching other podcasts such as Earn Your Leisure or Market Mondays, or even, I don't want to name all of them, but there are a lot of ones out there that's doing something on that magnitude, but in their own lane. But my thing is I wanted to do something for impact my community. I'm also the CEO of Lagniappe Technologies. It's my own IT consulting firm. I'm partner with other small or medium-sized IT firms. I get contracted out to do certain IT jobs. And I also like to bring on some students where I teach at as well, because I'm also a part-time professor at Delgado Community College, where I teach cloud, computer, and cybersecurity classes. So my whole thing is I want to give back to my community. It's also one of my dreams, because I used to go to Delgado Community College, got my associate's degree, and I saw other professors who were in their field, like mid-career, or I guess you would say toward the end of their career when they're about to retire, coming back and teaching us, giving us insight in the game in real time, because there's a lot of professors who never worked in their field and are teaching classes and not preparing students for real world scenarios. So I'm married. I got 2 beautiful kids, and actually today is my anniversary. So I was able to do this interview because we already been celebrating all weekend long. So that's why I have time to do this. So that's me in a nutshell. Oh, also I represent, graduate from Delgado, graduate from Tulane University, got my bachelor's, got my master's from the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So that's about me in a nutshell.
Wow, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. One of the things that I asked Jared one time is, how do you balance it all? I don't know how he does it all, man. And I don't even think he mentioned everything that he does, because there's some other things that we've talked
we'll talk about it later.
And I'm just like, man, this dude is amazing. So yeah, man, appreciate all that you do, especially giving back. And I need to put some Florida leaves in my background as well. So I gotta represent the city. Okay, all right. So let's talk about Lagniappe Tech specifically. So how did you come to create that company? What led you to that point to create that?
So I think at the time, I forgot how long ago it was, maybe almost a decade ago, I was working as a contractor for the government, working in IT. And then I just saw how much the hourly wages that the government pays contract companies. So let's just break down content, make it simple. Let's say a contract company, a company is awarded a contract, and the government pays them $100 an hour, right? The company winds up hiring somebody like me or someone else who's a contractor, and they pay them probably between $40 to $70, $80 range or whatever, depending on the type of position they're hiring for. So I saw that businesses were making money off contractors. And so I wanted to get in the game as well. So I started doing consulting on the side, fixing people's computers, created my LLC because it's better to create an LLC or business. So if anybody sues you, any damage, anything like that, you want to protect yourself and your everything you bought already. So I created an entity to start getting my first entrepreneurial efforts. So I did it as consulting for a long period of time. I bought in other people to help me with other projects. I currently don't have any employees. So if I need some other employees to help me with a big project, I'll just hire them on as consultants themselves, because I'd rather, instead of you be an employee, I'd rather you have your own business and we make money together. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I started it. And I wanted to show my kids eventually, when I had them, like now, that you can be a business owner too, because a lot of people don't realize there are a lot of business owners out there that look like us, but there's nobody broadcasting that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And when I was growing up, and especially in the city, there were business owners, but I just didn't know them. You know, I saw a lot of workers, but I just didn't personally know many business owners. So yeah, that's important for kids to see. So being a business owner, were there any barriers that you may have faced that may have been difficult for you to create that type of company?
I mean, it is barriers, because when you try to start your business, you got to raise a lot of capital. I was working. I'm still working. I still have a full-time job while I'm still doing consulting. I haven't made that leap yet to go full-time, because I guess it's a gift and a curse. I'm so good at my jobs that I get promoted. So every time I'm about to, like, I'm about to do this consulting thing full time and like just forget a job or whatever, I get, bam, you get promoted again. So I mean, it's a gift and a curse. So I know at some point I'm gonna have to just take that dive, take that leap of faith, like Steve Harvey said, and just jump. But right now I'm enjoying both the benefits of both worlds.
I hear that.
So the only thing I will say I had an issue with is, I guess, trying to find business. When you're a young Black male and you walk into businesses saying, do you need some tech services, IT, you might not, some people are not going to open the door to you. They might not believe you are true who you say you are. So you have to get over that. You just got to keep pushing forward. Eventually somebody's going to hire you for a job. And once you make sure, when you get your first job, make sure you knock it out the park, because word of mouth and recommendation and reviews, it travels fast. Trust me. So once you do something good, then somebody else will refer you, and so forth and so forth. To keep going on. So whenever you get your first opportunity, make sure you knock it out the park. You might even want to do it for free. This, you can build a rapport, a relationship with that business or that person, and then next time you can make your money on the back end.
That's real good advice right there, man. We can clip that up and just make that a segment.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't like to do a lot of things for free, because I mean, we're in a capitalist society, but at the end of the day, if you put yourself out a little bit, I think the universe will reward you and give it back to you 100 times over.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree to that. All right. So thinking about where you are now, how has some of your previous roles supported creating the skill set that you need to have either both your company as a consultant or what you do with your primary job?
I mean, I think they both go hand in hand, because being that I've been in IT so long, I've been put in several like leadership roles. So being in business and being in leadership roles, you have to be task oriented. You have to have project management skills, besides having technical skills. Because being in IT, you always have to study. Being in technology, like there's no ends or buts about it. Like if you want to stay in IT and you want to do the hands-on technical stuff, you have to do continuous training. That's what I tell my students and people I work with. Like there's no oh, I'm just gonna chill, I'm just gonna do this. Even if, let's say you decide just to be as I said, a programmer or a network engineer, you still have to get several certifications, and you still have to learn the new programming, the new software updates, anything. So anything you do in IT, you still have to learn. So I think me being able to steadily learn, being a people person, being a team-oriented person, that has helped me on both sides, business and personal, in the working field. Because a lot of people, they don't tell you this in school. Those group projects are very, very important. I think they should be more important than the individual, because when you working for an organization or you create your own entity, you will be in a team environment. Like I said, even though I don't have employees, I still have to have some team members. I have to hire somebody to maybe do marketing. I might have to hire somebody to set up for a catering event. I might have to hire a videographer or photographer event I'm doing when I'm conducting a podcast or interview or something like that. So even though I don't have employees, I still have a team. So I think teamwork, like one of my coworkers used to say, teamwork makes the dream work. So
absolutely. All right, now amongst your several roles that you have across your businesses and things that you do in the community, you talked about some of the things that you do for youth specifically. So one of the roles that you didn't mention earlier, you do some community service as well. So could you talk about just, how do you serve the community in the greater New Orleans area?
Whew, man. So first, I'm a mentor in this group called the Silverback Society. What we do is we go into, I would say elementary high schools. I'm sorry, elementary schools, and we talk to the 6th grade boys. I think we also talk to the junior highs as well, but we go to them because they're about to transition either from elementary to junior high or junior high to high school, and so we show them mentors like myself, like IT person, business owner, a lawyer, maybe an ex-football player, just a lot of grown men who are highly successful in our community. We go there and talk to them. We have several steps that we follow within the program. So each week that we meet, we have I think the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes, we discuss the goal or what we need to achieve. And then after that, we ask them what they want to talk about. May it be sports, may it be something they heard, or they have a question about us, about our families, what we do, stuff like that. It's very beneficial. It's very eye-opening. I remember my first time doing it, which was 2 years ago. I walked in there, and since I told them I'm working from home, so I was in there just like with a basic polo shirt on, some jeans, and some Jordan shoes on. And they asked me, "Yo, so what do you do?" And I told them, well, I work for the government. I'm a cloud engineer. I also have my own IT consulting business, and I'm also a college professor. And like their eyes lit up, like, "What? Like you do all that?" I like, "Yeah, I do all that." Like, I mean, don't set yourself short. Like you can do anything you want. I could switch the game up. I could come in here with a suit and tie as well. Like, don't worry about just being a rapper or athlete. There are things that you're on. Like, do y'all know about stock? Like, none of them ain't know about cryptocurrency. I know that's your thing. Like they ain't know anything about that. So I broke on my phone, showed them my brokerage account, in a Robinhood, because a lot of people, I know they heard about it, but they didn't know what the hell, they never accessed it before. And I told them I trade stocks. What is a stock? So I also, besides doing that, I'm a coach, heavily involved coach with my kids. Like currently right now, I coach the offense side for my son's flag football team right now. And we practice 2 times a week, and we have a game every Friday night. And when you coach 3rd to 4th grade boys, Jesus Christ. Oh, I also have a girl on the team, and having patience is really very important being a coach. I've been coaching him. I've been coaching his sports since he was in kindergarten, and then I just last year alone, I coached my daughter's soccer team and our softball team. So I do that a lot. I love coaching. I think that coaching is something I think I ain't gonna say most parents, but some parents should do, because it shows your children and other kids how they can follow a leader, right? Follow instruction, how they can take criticism, and be held accountable for their mistakes. It also, I think, me personally, I think every kid should have some type of sport they play, because it teaches everything in sports teaches you about team building, being great at your craft. It teaches you how to be competitive, and it teaches you how to win and how to lose. So that's why I think sports is very, very valuable. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be Michael Jordan or LeBron James or anything like that. But if you play sports, you have the skills which you need to do on the field, off the field, and in the corporate world, or in the business world, or in the nonprofit world, whatever you want to do.
Absolutely. I agree to that. So a few more things that you just told us about. So that this solidifies it. You are a vampire, because there's no way that you can eat and do all that. This dude is the vampire in the hood. I don't know if y'all remember that movie, but that's Jared. All right. So you have a very diverse skill set from all the things that you mentioned before, and the things that you do. So it sounds like you accomplished a lot already, but what are some personal and professional goals that you may have?
Like right now, I've been thinking about maybe pursuing getting my PhD. I've been thinking about it because education is like really high in our family, and I believe there's no male in my family, I think, that has a PhD. So I've been thinking about it doing that, but it's not really what I'm focused on right now. But my other goals is I want to get into real estate. So I want to start studying to become a real estate agent. Because me and my wife, we want to get into the real estate game, and one of us needs I think one of us needs to become an agent, so we don't have to wait on agents to go look at houses, to run comps, when I can just do it myself or ourselves or whatever. So that's one avenue I was thinking about doing. Currently right now, due to COVID, since everybody had that extra time at home, I got sucked into the stock trading game. I was like everybody else. I ain't never playing the stock market. I ain't got no money for that. You gotta have money to do that. Due to COVID, being at home on social media, started following people I knew, started getting into these stock trading groups. And then I realized how much, even if you're not in the stock market, you already in it. You just don't realize it. Like when you go shopping in all your stores, or all the things you buy, when you fly. Like Walmart is a publicly traded company. Southwest is a publicly traded company. Microsoft, I mean, even the platform that we're on right now, Zoom, is a publicly traded company. So you already in the stock market. People just are so afraid because they think once you put money in the market, you will lose it. I mean, trading does have risk, but there are ways to protect yourself. So don't be afraid to start investing. I think that is one way. That's how the most wealthy people in the world become wealthy, is because they are owner of a publicly traded company. Look at Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. The list goes on and on. So don't be afraid to invest. Build that generational wealth. If you combine stock, real estate, technology, cyber security, I'm saying not so cryptocurrency, you in the game.
Absolutely. And you know, that's what we're big on this channel here, the crypto. And you said something that was really on point. So a lot of people are in the stock market and they don't realize it. And I feel the same way with cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. A lot of people are starting to use blockchain technology and don't realize that's the way it should be. So that being said, how important do you think that is to the IT world as it stands and cloud computing? How do you see that as far as application or possible applications in your field?
Oh man, cryptocurrency is like change the game. Like I think crypto is like some people I follow says it would be the next greatest revolution It's financially for us. Of course, just think about it. We went from metals to jewelry to cash. Now we were already digital, like with Apple Pay and Google Pay. They put us over the edge, like CashApp, PayPal. Like we were already digital, and then the crypto coins came on the scene. So that just made us more digital. So cryptocurrency, financial, what they call fintech, finance and tech world coming together. I mean, it's already there. But our people, most people that look like us, are not in the game. Like they don't know what a Dogecoin, however you pronounce it. Some people just started knowing what the hell a Bitcoin was a few months ago. Like, and Bitcoin been around for how long? Long?
12 years.
So that's what I'm saying, like over a decade. So, and they just found out about Bitcoin. So we already behind a ball. Like people like us need to get into cryptocurrency immediately. Like one person I follow is say the US dollar loses value every year, right? So you need to have assets. You need to put your money in assets that will grow. That's why I'm pushing stock, real estate, cryptocurrency. They're assets that can continually add value. Cash is losing value. I think eventually we're gonna get away from cash. I don't even think that's gonna be an option anymore. I mean, right now it make no sense because right now what we use, we're either using credit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and that's it. PayPal. I mean, businesses are already starting to implement cryptocurrency options.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So look at CashApp, they're doing it too right now as well, and PayPal. So
absolutely, yeah, you're right on that. I've been keeping up with inflation and what's been going on with the dollar. So yeah, you're absolutely right. People need to get into different forms of assets because this inflation, I don't think in our lifetime, our parents or grandparents have seen it, but in our lifetimes, we haven't seen hyperinflation. So
right.
that's something we might be on the horizon for us. So absolutely. So is there any particular crypto project that you are excited about or one that you are curious about? You mentioned
yes. So I'm not the crypto guru. I really just got a crypto probably 6 months ago, and I'm still learning about it. But I'm heavy into XRP. I forgot what's the name of the company that owns XRP.
Yeah,
Ripple. The company owns Ripple. So I'm heavy into XRP. Right now, I think it's trading at maybe at $1. It goes under, it might go down to 90-something cent, 87 cent, then it bounce back up to $1 or something. So I'm heavy in there. I think I got almost 2,000 coins in XRP right now. I'm also in, I just started allocating some funds to get into Bitcoin shortly. I just started getting into that. But I got, I hope it take off. I know it's a meme coin. I can't believe I'm going to sit on here, but I got a few million of them SHIB tokens, SHIB. I know I shouldn't even be talking about it, but I mean, I just couldn't pass the opportunity. I mean, I bought like 7 million coins for like $56, and all I need is to hit $1, and I'm good. You saw what happened to Dogecoin. If I could just get it, I mean, 50 cent a quarter helped me out tremendously.
Yeah, you and everybody else that bought those SHIB, they thinking the same thing. So good luck to you. Hey, we all have something that we invested in that we're hoping is we know it's speculative. We know it's kind of like a lottery ticket, but if we hit those winning numbers, I wouldn't hold my breath on the SHIB, but you might have something with the XRP, and that actually was my first favorite project in crypto. I've evolved from that since then. I think it still has potential, and they're still doing a lot of things worldwide. But that SEC case, a lot of people, they have the eyes on that. And the way it looks now, looks like Ripple's going to win that case. So there might be something.
Right. Once it shoot up.
They're gonna change his channel, huh? It's gonna be XRP Legends, huh?
XRP. Yeah, I buy XRP every week. So if people, I guess I could talk about it. So you can go on. I use the app Uphold app to buy some of my crypto. Webull's another app where you can trade stocks, but they also starting to implement. You can buy cryptocurrency as well as Coinbase. I use them too. So there are apps out there to utilize. So people just need to find them and use them and start investing.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, I had the opportunity to be on your show, and I do feel like it's really important, especially for people that are in New Orleans or from New Orleans, but specifically people that's in New Orleans and in the surrounding areas. I think it's an important outlet for a lot of people that are there. And it's been a while since I lived in the city, but from my experience, there was kind of a crab in a barrel mentality with a lot of things. A lot of people felt like, well, we don't support each other and we don't get enough exposure. So I really appreciate the fact that you're doing that. So you spoke on it a little bit earlier, but what motivates you to keep going with your platform? And what was that initial push that made you say, you know what, okay, I'm gonna start this today?
So what initially pushed me to start my own podcast, because I follow like a lot of motivational people. I follow Eric Thomas. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk. He crazy. He like to use the F-bomb all the time.
Yeah.
I follow the Earn Your Leisure podcast. I follow a lot of people who were doing podcasts, and I saw how much they were impacting people, right? But I noticed that there's really no podcast or platform showcasing minority businesses in New Orleans area, right? So my podcast initially started off as Lagniappe Tech Podcast. So I was strictly talking about technology, because also that's another lane that our people suffer at, even though we buy the latest gadgets and stuff, but we are not strong in technology. Like, we're not creating operating systems. We're not creating cryptocurrency. I mean, well, I'm sorry. We are, but not a lot of us are. Like, it's not mainstream. So I started off Lagniappe Tech. I was doing like the app of the day. I was talking about tech news for the week. And then I noticed I was following I knew all these people who owned their own businesses, or they were like great individuals, but they weren't like tech specific. So I didn't have them on my show. So one day, I think I took like a month off, and I wanted to rebrand my show. So that's why I came up with the Lagniappe Legends podcast show. So of course, if you're not from Louisiana or New Orleans, Lagniappe means giving you something a little extra. And I named it Lagniappe Legends because the people I interview are legends in their field, right? So like, you're a legend in cryptocurrency. I interviewed somebody who was a legend in accounting, or I interviewed somebody who was a legend in stock options. So I call them legends because they're legends in their field. So that's why I came up with the Lagniappe Legends podcast show. That way I felt I can reach more people and include everybody at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you have something unique there, because you can always overlay it with tech. I mean, tech is in everything.
Right.
And with the group that brought us together, EYL, Ian Dunlap, he talks about that quite a bit. How tech is in everything. On Market Monday, they talk about how tech is pretty much infused in everything. So yeah, that's a really, really good outlet that you have, and yeah, it's all bridged together.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh,
so,
and also another thing that motivated me, that people started recognizing me in the street, and it was like, "Hey, are you that guy? Or are you Jared from Lagniappe Legend Podcast? Are you the host of the Lagniappe Legend Podcast?" I was like, yeah. Man, that's a good show, man. Keep going. Like, then people I knew started coming up to me. I didn't even know they watched the show. And they'll just tell me out the blue, like, "Hey, what's going on? We talking." I say, "Hey, man, I caught your show last time. That was a great guest you had on there." And I'm like, "Well, damn, I didn't even know you was watching the show." Like, yeah. So I didn't like people. I didn't even know people I knew was watching the show. it's good to know that I'm impacting people and making a difference.
Yeah.
Especially when you came on the show. Yeah, when you came on the show, man, it was hitting me up. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, even before the show came, before I interviewed you, people was in me, yo, what time the show come on for cryptocurrency? Man, I gotta get in the game. Because I think this is when Dogecoin was going on at advancement. Yeah. Oh man, it was hitting me up before, during, and after the show. You was one of my top episodes, bro.
Yeah, but that's good, and it just shows you and reminds you, you don't know who you're impacting. It might be somebody in a whole nother state, might be somebody overseas, and they just needed that little bit of information that you provided. So, yeah, man, we appreciate you. It's very important that you continue, and so I hope that you just continue to find the strength, the peace that you need in order to keep going, because it's important. It's really important, especially for the kids. The kids all over the city, they need to see this.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, man. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much time and work and how much money you got to put in to keep a podcast or a YouTube show going. It's a lot of work. Yes. Like, I think people think it's easy. Some people make it look easy, right? But they don't realize how much equipment you got to have behind you. And once you get big, like real big, like how much editing you have to do, you really gonna have to hire a team. So, like, if you want to do a podcast, a YouTube show, man, you have to put in some work. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna say words incorrectly. You might even spell somebody's name wrong on the interview. You won't realize that after you already streamed it. So, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna make mistakes, but like, if you don't make mistakes, you ain't learning. So
that's right. Very true. Very true. Okay, so all that being said, what are some things that we can expect in the future?
In the future, man, since this COVID thing is scaled down a little bit, I wanted to like step into the next stage. Like, I want to do more, like I want to do in-person interviews instead of doing it like conference like we're doing right now. Because you feel more energy in person, like I want to start doing like the interviews if they have a location, I want to do it at the location. Or if they have an event, I want to do it at their event. Like I did one recently, I was streaming from Burgers and Beats. I had two guests on there. One was the George Banfo. He's a celebrity trainer, fitness trainer. He got like 1 million followers on YouTube and social media all over. He was the headliner of the show. And then I had Marcus Cummins, he was on my show twice. He was an NFL agent, a serial entrepreneur, and he put on the show. He invited him to be the head trainer, and we was doing burgers and beats. Like, we did a workout for like an hour, and then we had like drinks, food, and other vendors out there. And so me just doing that bit, I met other people that I interviewed on the show and networked, and I didn't even know they existed until that event. So that's why I think this show, the platform, everything we do for our people, being I guess the media for our people, is helping and bridging gaps that we don't even realize is out there.
Indeed. All right, don't forget about me when you blow up. All right.
Everybody said.
All right. Well, if people want to contact you, if they want to follow up with you, how would they get in touch with you? Do you want to leave your information with us?
Oh yeah, most definitely. So you can follow me on Instagram at lagniappe.legends. We have our Facebook page, which is lagniappe_legends. I know it's a little crazy, but I got put in Facebook jail for a minute, so I had to change the name. I don't even know why I was in Facebook jail, just crazy. Then they got Twitter. We're on Twitter at lagniappel. And I also believe we're on TikTok at Lagniappe Legends as well. So if you look up Lagniappe Legends, we're all over. Also have my website with links to everything is lagniappetech.com. So we everywhere. Just put up Lagniappe Legends podcast. We on all platforms, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We on everything.
There it is. There it is. And I'll make sure that I'll put that down in the summary in the chat. All right.
What's up, man? You got more questions, man? We got more time, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. What do you want to talk about? Tell me something that's important to you that maybe you want the people to know.
I think that all right, talk about stock and real estate. I think people need to really focus on their finances. Like, I know it's crazy because when I was in college, I didn't want to take no finance class. I wasn't trying to take no accounting class. I ain't want to try to take if it wasn't computer class, I ain't want to take it. I ain't even gonna lie to you because I feel like it was a waste of my time. But now that I look back, I wish I would take it more seriously because learning finance and business really impacts you in any field that you go into. If you know how to learn about a business, how to run a business, how to evaluate a business, how to control your finances, you can make serious money and you can empower others as well. If I'd have known, put it like this, if we would have known about the stock market when we was like my kids' ages, and somebody would just gave us down the basics, we'd be multimillionaires right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I implore people to learn about, like I said, the stock market, cryptocurrency, real estate, learn about owning a business. Like, there are also seminars and classes for free that are out there that teach you how you can start your own business, how easy it is to start your LLC. Some people think starting an LLC is complicated. No, it ain't. You go to a website, put your name in, put in your contact information, boom, pay the credit card bill, you're an LLC. It's just that simple. I mean, what else you got? What else you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, that financial literacy piece is so important. And you know, what's crazy is I used to work in the bank. So I'm a economic major and I used to work in the bank, but I really didn't know anything about money. So a lot of the stuff that we're taught about money is from the banking system, but it's not to empower you as a consumer, is to keep the bank wealthy. And you're absolutely right, man. I didn't really learn about stocks and stock trading. I even had a Series 6 license and it was broke. Didn't understand what I was doing, man. I was selling stuff that I didn't understand. And so, you know, when we walk in a lot of these institutions, these banks, they're big, they're nice, they're pretty, but a lot of people in there, they don't know what they're doing either, but they'll never tell you that. So you're right, man. The sooner people can learn, and man, if we were in our teens and 20s, yeah, it'd be a different a different story right now. But maybe that's a good thing too, because there's a lot of wisdom that comes with age. You get to the bag earlier, but it's not always the best thing either.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, man. Like another thing I want to talk about, people need to invest in their kids as well. Like investing in your kids, exposing them to new things that you never had is very great. Like I'd have my kids do podcasts with me. Not the YouTube channel, yeah, just the audio part. When because I started out just doing audio podcasts, and then I went to YouTube and stuff like that. So I have them doing it. They ask me all the time, when can I do a podcast? Can I come back on a podcast? I had them do a commercial. I'm teaching them about the stock market. I'm teaching them, can you tell me what does a bullish stock market mean? What does a bearish stock market mean? I tell them, can you tell me what an asset is? What's a liability? I have them give me examples of each. So I'm not trying to push it on them like, yo, I need you to do this. And I just want you to be exposed to it, because if you exposure leads to expansion. I heard that from Jamal King, another person I follow, a multi-million-dollar real estate investor, who's also a Black Chicago former police officer. But you need to invest in your kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, education is key. Learning. Also, don't spend all your time on social media looking at all this craziness, like all these memes, watching these whack reality shows, especially, I'm just gonna put it out there, what do you call them people? Like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine.
Yeah.
I hate them shows. because it makes us look so ignorant, and the shows focus only on the ignorance and not on the how small business savvy these people are. Like you got a whole show with Married to Medicine with a bunch of physicians, dentists, or whatever they do, nurses, whatever they do in the medical field. And all they focus on is the yelling, cursing out each other. Oh, you did this to me. There's only been a brief moment in every show, maybe 3 minutes clip when they talk about how they impact what they do in the medical field. All the rest of the show is mess. So don't spend time watching foolishness. The more you start listening to podcasts, it could be motivation, business, fitness, whatever it is, something that you'll learn, you will start to realize how much time you've been wasting watching foolishness. And your mind will start opening up. Like when I get in the car, I rarely listen to music anymore. Like first thing I'm listening to a podcast or I'm listening to an audiobook. Like sometimes you just got to make a sacrifice. Do you want to sing the latest song, or do you want to learn something that can potentially bring you generational wealth?
Man, that's good. Yeah, let's stay on that for just a minute. You touched on that earlier about people don't realize what it takes to do a podcast, and you were saying that you were telling your students that if you want to stay current in the IT industry, then you have to study. There's no getting around it. You have to keep up with the latest that's going on. So you're right. A lot of times people will look at where you are and what you achieve, and on the outside, you may make it look a little easy. But yeah, could you just stay on that point for just a little bit and talk about the sacrifice of success? Because even with those shows that you mentioned, with the Real Housewives and the Married to Medicine, it's a lot of brands that's on there. I see a lot of luxury and all that, and the foolishness is to keep people engaged. But many people may not realize what it takes to sustain that type of lifestyle if you want it, or even just to be successful, whether that's having your own business or having your own podcast. So yeah, could you just talk about the sacrifice that you're going to make?
So sacrificing to be successful is real. Like there's no ends about it. Like the higher, how can I say this? The higher you go up in income, the more you have to give up things. Like it didn't make sense to me at the time when somebody said it about like, why you got to give up if you're making more money? You should have more time to do whatever you want. But to be successful, you have to continuously learn. Like there's no ends out. Like you have to learn. Like when Mark Cuban was on Earn Your Leisure podcast, and he said he still, even though he's a multi-billionaire, he still buy basic courses to learn stuff. That's what he does. He buy basic stuff that he might already know, but somebody else might have a different spin on it. He might learn something different, new, even though it was basic. So you have to continue to learn. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I kid you not, I probably watch more. I'm probably watching and reading and listening to more stuff educational wise than when I was probably in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's so much information out here. It's crazy. And like, the word is conditioned. We are so conditioned to learn about other stuff like NFL games, NBA games, baseball games. What this politician doing? Like, we so busy worrying about other stuff we shouldn't even be worrying about. We need to focus on building generational wealth, giving back to our community, investing time with our family and our children, and trying to uplift our friends as well. And that's another topic right there. Like your family and friends, when you are a successful person, you are doing things that they have never done. And it's going to look like you are, what's the word I'm going to say? You being a radical, you being a rebel, but you're just doing things different. You ain't moving with the crowd. That's what most people who are successful do. They don't move the crowd. They make their own wave. So don't be afraid to do your own thing. Some family, your families, your friends are going to look at them, why are you doing all this craziness? Why are you doing the stock? Man, you'll see. They're going to see, and it's going to be too late. By the time you rise and they still at the same level. So like what Ian Dunlap says, what he says, put out the noise. What did he say? Pull out the noise. What does he say?
I think it says drown out. Is it drown out the noise?
Drown out the noise and just focus. Laser focus. So yeah, man, when you're successful, I even give you an example. My wife, she's a physician, right? To be a physician, you have to give up a lot of time and a lot of money from medical school. You got to get your degree from regular college. You got to go to medical school 4 years. Then you got to do your residency. And then you get hired to become a full-time doctor, unless you want to be a specialty and you go to school for another 2-3 years. So what she did, I ain't got time for. I'm sorry, I just can't. That's too much goddamn school right there. I love her. I like her. Whew, love you, honey. But you got to put in a lot of sacrifice, studying time. Like, she's a physician, she can't make no mistakes. So especially in her field, in her position, she really got to sacrifice. Like, she has to. I think people don't realize the life of a physician. They have to continuously study on new medical stuff. Then they have to make sure their patients are up to date, their charts are up to date, because they are not allowed to make mistakes. So successful people have to sacrifice to be at the top.
That's true. Great point. Great point. And one other thing that you were talking about was teaching your kids as well, because I know I've seen it in my family where wealth leaves from one generation to the next. And we see it with successful celebrities, things of that sort. Generation of wealth goes down to one generation, then by that third generation is gone. So I think it's good that you all are grinding and creating a legacy for your kids, but you talked about teaching your kids, showing your kids, involving them in your business so that they at least have the choice and the skill set to continue that if they want to. So yeah, man, what motivates you to teach your children about your business and to bring them into what you're doing?
Because I don't want them to be like a lot of people are. I don't want them to be in a position to, what's the word I'm looking for? To depend and survive on the job. Because we all have been in positions when your supervisor, your manager, director treat you like trash. Like, they think they better than you, they love you. Like, hey, I want to take time off this weekend. My daughter got a football game, or my son got a soccer game. I can't work this weekend. I want to do this. Nah, I need you here. What? Why? Like, we got other team members. Nah, you my best part. I need you here. Da, da, da. What? I don't want you. I want my children or my grandchildren to be in a situation when they have to depend on their job. Like, if they want to work a job, that's fine. But if they're dealing with an a-hole boss, they can tell them like, yo, I don't need you. I got 1 million shares of Apple. I don't need you. I'm good. I got 10 properties that I got renters I'm leasing. I got a whole apartment complex. Like, I don't need this job. You know what I'm saying? And let's say somewhere down the line, let's say my son or my daughter wants to start their own business. My goal is I want them, at least both of them, have their own rental property before they graduate high school. Let's say one of them wants to start a business. Either they can sell the rental property they have, or, which most people don't realize, they can take a loan out on in the equity from their home. They can take a loan out on equity. Let's say you had an equity of $100,000 and you only need $50,000. You can take the equity loan out on equity of your house from the bank. And you got $50,000 to invest in your business. Or you could sell some stocks or crypto if you have enough capital, $50,000 worth of crypto or stocks. You could sell that to invest in your new business that you want, new business venture that you want to do. So that's why I want to teach them all these things, because I don't want them to be in a situation like I used to be dealing with a-hole bosses who just like to mess with you because they can.
Yes, indeed. Awesome. All right, man. One more time. If the people want to catch up with you, if they want to follow you, where can they catch you?
lagniappelegends.com. If you need an IT consulting firm, need assistance with your technology, hit me up, lagniappelegends.com. Make sure you follow us on Lagniappe Legends YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. We on Facebook, Lagniappe _legends. We on Twitter, Lagniappe L. Instagram, we are lagniappe.legends. So make sure you follow us, subscribe. I'm gonna start a new podcast, a new season on there. We 87 episodes deep right now. So hopefully for that 100 episode, I have a very, very special guest. Hopefully I can line it up with that person. So I hope y'all check us out.
Absolutely. Yes. Go check out the podcast, y'all. It's very good. All right. That wraps up the show. Thank you again, Jared, for coming on and doing this with us. Hopefully we can get you back on some point in the future before you take off and they ship you out to Hollywood somewhere to do this. But I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And